Welcome to Q&A. I'm Pastor Andrew. My wife, Daisy, is unable to make it. I know that you are tuning in because you wanted to see her. I totally understand. But I'm alone today. And so the question that we have for this morning is it the manner in which Jesus asks us to be his followers unattainable? Because he does say a lot of things that we need to do, and some of it seems like, wow, I don't think I'm going to make it. Here's what I would tell you. The first thing is this: seek to understand what it is that he is saying. This is based on Matthew chapter 13, verse 23, where Jesus tells the parable of the sower, and I want to just capture this verse. He says this: "As for what was sown on good soil, this is the one who hears the word and understands it. He indeed bears fruit and yields, in one case 100-fold, in another 60, and in another 30. And so what he attributes a fruitful follower of Jesus, a fruitful follower of his word, is someone whose deepest desire is to understand what he's saying. So for example, Jesus will say, "Sell all your possessions and give it to the poor." All right, so you kind of have to look at that in the context of Luke's gospel. And what he's basically saying, if you look at the gospel of Luke in the context, is he's saying, live on what you need, but then lead a radically generous life. Because the parable of the rich fool earlier in the chapter was talking about this guy that didn't really care about his relationship with God and just kept on building and living in greater and greater luxury, but didn't really care about his relationship with God or anyone else. So in the context, obviously he's not saying sell everything that you have, because that would mean you wouldn't have anything left in terms of food, clothing, and shelter. But rather what he is saying is to lead a radically generous life. So that's just one example of many where we need to look at the context, look at Jesus' word, and then say, how is the Holy Spirit seeking to shape me? What is this here for? What is God telling me? And so when we go after it in that fashion, our deepest desire is to follow the word of Jesus in our life. Now, why would we want to do this though, at all? And what I would tell you is this: without Jesus, we are out of harmony in our relationship with our Creator. We are out of harmony in that relationship. And so God the Father sends Jesus to restore that relationship, to bring that harmony through his death for you, through his resurrection from the dead. He conquers death on your behalf. And so once we understand the deep love of God for us through Jesus, then it's gonna be our deepest desire to understand what he's telling us. Our deepest desire for him to be the Lord of our family, the Lord of our lives, the Lord of our relationships, and the Lord of our priorities. I pray that this was helpful to you in some way. If you have a question, you could submit it to hello@sjdenver.org, and I'll see you next time.